Hi everyone, welcome to Paul Good Field as we'll see the Academy of Art Urban Knights men's soccer team square off against St. Martin's University. Academy of Art looking for their first win of the year, and we'll see how they can get it. As I'm Anthony Silva with Dante Williams. And Dante, the Academy of Art, they're 0-3, looking for their first win. St. Martin's already has their first win at 2-1. What do you think the Urban Knights can do to get their first win?
So far this season, the Urban Knights have struggled a lot with their offense. They only have one goal on the season so far. St. Martin's has been a little bit better offensively. So I think the Urban Knights, they really have to take it to them offensively first. They have to be on the attack.
Yes, being on the attack will be key. But in terms of the head coaches, it's two different sides of the spectrum as of right now. For the Academy of Art, head coach Matt Martin entering his first year. And then on the other side, St. Martin's coach Rob Walker entering his 13th season. But experience isn't always the true meaning of being better, because the Academy of Art, their head coach has some professional experience.
Yeah, their head coach, he is a scout for the MLS. Advantage-wise, I wouldn't. It's hard to decipher who has the bigger advantage. I want to say the coach with the experience from St. Martin's, Rob Walker. This is his 13th season as a head coach. Coaching is very different from scouting. Scouting, you recognize talent, you look at the player themselves. Coaching is a different spectrum. So I think the advantage does go to Rob Walker in the coaching standpoint, but credit to Matt Martin, because in his first season, he's still trying to figure things out, and they have a long way to go.
And they do have a long way to go, but we'll see as the game will be starting shortly. The match will be starting on the pitch shortly, and we'll take a short break. And the match has finally begun as the Urban Knights looking for their first win, and now on the offensive side. As the pace will look to be, usually first few minutes, Dante, it's a feel-out round. You want to feel your opponent out.
It doesn't look like the Urban Knights are being too much on the aggressive side just yet. They want to see how they can take advantage of this St. Martin's defense.
And Edverson advancing. They're going back into their defensive area, looking to reset, and they will. As LeBronche fighting over, and we'll kick it over to the right side. Pace is very important. The Urban Knights now looking to attack offensively towards the net. No.
And it was almost an on-target pass. They just couldn't quite get to it. If he would have been able to put that pass on target, they would have had a shot at getting the goal.
Yeah, Shaw will start it off to Marquez as we have a stoppage of play. The last match, Shaw had 1 save and allowed 1 goal, which resulted in them losing their first match of the season. And here comes St. Martin's. Good cutoff
Michael.
downfield. And it'll stay with St. Martin's. They'll have a throw-in.
Michael Mason on the cutoff with a good defensive play for the Urban Knights.
There's a lot of battling right now, a bunch of communication, and it's still on St. Martin's side. And there's a foul.
The foul will come on number 9, Andrew Deans.
St. Martin's averages nearly 3 goals per contest. They are able to score in bunches, but the Urban Knights, as you said, only 1 goal all year.
You mentioned St. Martin scoring. Their leading scorer right now is Brandon Matson, who has 3 goals on the year, but their scoring has been pretty even going around.
As King will kick it in, and it's a deep one. Mikhalchik had the ball, but now St. Martin's will seize control of it. Murray with the left side, looking to set some type of offensive flow, moving the ball from side to side. Challenging that right side yet again. As a first-year head coach, Dante, wouldn't you say you have to be, it's a little nerve-wracking. You have to change the culture. It's hard, especially from a small Division II perspective.
It definitely is, especially being at such a unique school like Academy of Art. To change the culture is not very easy. First off, with recruiting, although he has experience being an MLS recruiter, it's hard to get athletes to come to Academy of Art, seeing how it is a pretty unique school.
Right, of course, as Urban Knights seize control again, are looking to advance. The ball now on the left side, they're rotating it, and they are way back in their zone. St. Martin's playing very aggressive, and it seems to be working.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Urban Knights were supposed to come out and do, but it looks like St. Martin's are the aggressors in this match right now.
As Navarro had it, but it was out, and it belonged to the Urban Knights with a throw-in. And it seemed to be a little bit of a confusion, as now St. Martin's will seize control and they will throw it in. So the official changed the call, and now St. Martin's obtained possession. As Deans scuffling through to Gill. Gill looking, a lot of communication. Every time they pass, you can hear them saying the players' names. Unique perspective.
Of course, communication is key. No matter what sport you are playing, you always want to be able to communicate with your teammates. That'll help your offense and your defense a lot.
As Cam had a good collision on that side, as it's reset to St. Martin's as LeBranche look to hit, and here come the Urban Knights pushing it.
Urban Knights are on the move, and it is taken away by Murray for the Saints.
Yeah, Murray with a great play, and now the Urban Knights seize possession again. Gill.
Gill over to Deans. Deans now on the attack. Thinks about it, brings it back.
And a great interception there to kick it out, but it'll still belong to the Urban Knights. Murray's been very active for St. Martin's, as he's been in several deflections, the junior defenseman. Gill will throw it in. Looking, and there's Dean again. And a great pass over the top to himself. St. Martin's kicked it out, and it belongs to the Urban Knights. Another throw-in. Gill will throw it in yet again. as he now rotates it to his teammate.
Logie will be throwing it in for the Urban Knights.
Yeah, Sudmanson, the 6'2 sophomore, 6'2", 190. So a lot of size on him, and he will look to throw this in big. And a big throw in. St. Martin's great defense.
Back to Logie. Logie kicks it inside, gets nothing. Logie on another throw in.
Sudmanson again, yes, and it's a little too high out of the reach. And looks the Urban Knights will reset. And here's a full dash sprint, could be a bump. Great bump there, but who's it out on? And it'll belong to St. Martin's. Back to the goalkeeper. Shaw will look to launch this back to the other side of the field. After that urge of aggressiveness early by St. Martin's, they've started to settle down, and sometimes you do that at first, but let's see if they continue that pace.
Now that St. Martin's has settled down, it actually looks like the Urban Knights are trying to be more aggressive on the offensive end.
And there's a dash up the field, and King kicked it straight up as the Urban Knights try to save it, and it was a failed attempt, and it could be a corner, our first corner kick of the day. Very nice day for soccer, very quiet as well. We talked about that earlier.
It is very quiet out here, nice and peaceful at Paul Good Field.
As you can hear the coaches communicating and talking, it's a unique perspective as a big fumble for the ball, and it's going to be out.
Dean's able to get that ball out of the crowd, and St. Martin's will throw it in now.
As Cam threw it in, Dean now seizes possession, and he's pushing it up the field. Academy of Art looking to the right side, and
Dean's has been very active for Academy of Art so far. Gill
throws it in. Gill on the right side was looking quickly for that give and go pass on Marson, but it did fail. As Shaw. Marquez to Phillips. Marquez, one of the top players on this team, the 6-foot junior.
A little miscommunication from the Saints as you can hear the players arguing, telling one another to dribble the ball.
Oh, there's an interception. Sakala looking, but quick. St. Martin's getting back very fast on defense. First shot, no, not on goal. Another attempt, but no. Still looking for the first shot on goal of the day. But great aggressiveness by the Urban Knights. Mikalchik had 2 chances but couldn't get it through the bodies of St. Martin defenders, but that's okay. The Urban Knights seem to have switched the gear. Here's a lead
Phillips
pass.
advances it up to Brandon Matson. Matson scored 3 goals so far on the season.
Matson looking in a deflection. Still in the hands of St. Martin's. Off the head of his own teammate. Phillips seems to be okay, but the Urban Knights looking to switch gears.
Urban Knights on attack mode now.
It's coming up the left side. Great defense over there by LeBranch. And it's going to be out. Not too happy with the call. I wanted a foul on that left side, but it seemed to be a clean tackle as Dean will now swing it over.
Now with possession.
Stuck in a corner with the Marson. And it'll be a throw-in by the Urban Knights. Mason will throw it in. The Urban Knights trying to move the ball. It's getting a little stickier. They're not just playing one-man show here. As Mikalchik had it off. Shaw now with the ball looking to throw it in or kick it in, and he will. As Phillips, Marquez, the ball hasn't been moving as efficiently as we thought at first with St. Martin's, but now Oh, and here's an opportunity. Pass right in between their defensive zone, and it's going to be intercepted. Marquez gets it again.
It seems like every time the Knights look like they have an advantage to be aggressive and take a shot, St. Martin's does a great job of getting back defensively.
Yeah, as Edverson gets hit down, it's going to be a foul. As they'll adjust where to kick this ball. As we're going to get the first free kick of the day. Michalczyk had to move the ball back. The official was telling him he tried to cheat those extra few yards. Here we go. Kick towards the net, and a great save by Shaw. And they're going to look to push it up the field.
Shaw with an easy grab and throw, but couldn't connect with his teammate as the Urban Knights get the ball right back.
As Dean looking towards the right side.
Over to Gill. Gill back to Deans. Deans can't keep up with the ball.
As Aguilar on the left side. Dean being very physical in the middle of the field. And the Urban Knights seize possession right back. As Michalczyk to Mason, he kicks it way up there, and Shaw will get possession to Marquez. You know, the last game St. Martin's played, there were 13 yellow cards.
13.
A lot of yellow cards. 4 red cards were given as well, 2 of each team. They weren't all on St. Martin's, but this team has an aggressive side to them that I don't think we've fully seen yet, but they're aggressive. As the ball is going to be out of play.
Completely out of play.
Might roll to your backyard as well. Now it's in the trees. So hopefully they brought some extra soccer balls because we are in the woods.
You mentioned the Saints' last match against Cal State Dominguez Hills. That was their first loss on the season, where they lost 1-0.
Yeah, and 1-0, you can't blame your defense on that. They worked hard. It's just sometimes that's how it is. One goal decides if you win or lose a game, similar to other sports. As Dean on the right side, he's coming, the senior. Is stuck in the corner, and he's out. As he seemed to kick it back in frustration, but St. Martin's will throw it in.
Murray throws it on into Aguilar.
As Edverson, Dean trying to find a gap. It's a swarm of defenders, but it's out again. A quick ball movement, but it could not work out in the Urban Knights' favor. As Dean tried to intercept that quick throw-in, and here come the Urban Knights, just like that, off of rushing a throw-in, but did not hurt St. Martin's, and here we go. Madsen
on the attack.
And a good defensive sequence to kick that out by Sedmonson, but it will be a corner kick for St. Martin's. The game's been rather physical, a lot of defensive play so far. Still awaiting our first goal of this match. As Navarro will do the honors of kicking the corner kick. He's got Murray as a safety outlet right on that side, but they're going for it.
The kick is a little high.
Try to get on the far side, but no. And here's Mason, who kicked it over. Mason off the deflection. Here come the Urban Knights. Full speed is Edverson, who kicks, shot on goal, fumbled a little bit, but Shaw got it with ease. Here comes St. Martin's. And he'll stay with St. Martin's. Murray
to throw it in. Over to Marquez.
The junior defenseman. And Marquez going to reset the duties. Seems when Marquez gets the ball, it's smooth, it's slow. He's trying to orchestrate it. But the Urban Knights starting to be more aggressive on their defensive side.
You see, Deans is very active on defense.
Yeah, Dean trying to get to the middle. He falls as Murray getting back to the middle of the field. Navarro, lead pass. Mason's very fast in that corner. You can't get by him, it seems like. As they're still fighting and it's out. That activity on that right side is something to watch. Mason
is doing a great job protecting that right side over there.
Yeah, preventing any passes from coming over to the weak side. But St. Martin's has controlled this ball for most of the first half, I would say, in this match so far. Attacking that right side again is St. Martin's. A shot on goal, no. It's deflected and will roll out. We really haven't had a true shot on goal quite yet. It's been mostly deflections, which is good defense. Everyone's active, but sooner or later it seems that's going to break. The aggressiveness is flipping and flopping. You look at Dean, aggressive in the middle of the field, like you said, and you look at all these other players as St. Martin's controls again. On that side, Aguilar. Lead pass and a great fight over there as it was almost a head away from going in, try to get in with the header.
King almost overplayed that shot, and the Saints almost were able to put in the first goal of this game.
Yeah, Davis King missed the ball completely with his hand, and with an accurate play, that could have been the first goal of the game.
Davis King to now launch that ball across midfield.
Yeah, King got away with a mistake there. If he overplayed it again, who knows? But St. Martin's could have been the first team on the board. A missed opportunity.
Maybe that'll start their make St. Martin's a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end now.
Yeah, it's Edverson. There's a reset. Ramos looking, two teammates almost colliding into one another, but the ball's out. Eldred tried to save it. The lack of spacing by the Urban Knights could be their demise as two players almost running into each other as Navarro tried to dive but couldn't get it. Deonda. As the fancy
Phillips
footwork.
with it over to Murray.
Murray with that nice little heel pass. And there's
Deans
another great
kicks
play.
it away.
Yeah, you're right. Dean's been the highlight, I think, defensively with these plays. The junior Murray will throw it in. Looking towards the middle of the field. Great header to get the ball out. Here's Cam, full speed ahead. He is rocking and rolling.
Cam on the move now.
Murray right behind him, but he can't get in front of him. And a great defensive play by Marquez, picking his pocket. Cam was going full speed on that play, and it just shows as here's another play, the same one earlier, that pass on the left side to Matson. Looking for that pass across the field, going in between the legs, but a great defensive play by the Urban Knights to get it out. Trying to hit the 5-hole.
Madsen very creative on offense here. He is their leading scorer.
Yeah, as he tried to hit the 5-hole in between the legs. Navarro resets it. As LeBranch, Marquez. Murray with that lead pass, and there's a diving header. The Urban Knights will seize possession. Urban Knights looking for their first match win this year. They wanted a foul there, did not get it. Seemed he used his back as a ladder to get up there and hit that ball. And that's one-on-one. Oh, and a great play over the top of the defender and almost led him into a chance at a goal. What a great play over there for St. Martin's as Aguilar with a tricky pass to himself. As you could hear St. Martin's players yelling, go to it. Even the Urban Knights, same thing. You got to go to your pass, not just wait for it. But it's easier to say that when players are, breathing hard and are tired. We're approaching 23 minutes remaining in the first half. St. Martin's has controlled most of the possession time and have been moving the ball relatively easily. They have not been able to change anything because Academy of Arts defense hasn't been as aggressive as we initially thought at first.
Not very many shot attempts so far in this game.
Phillips on the right side. Great play. Deonda lost control of it. They try to get a pass to Dean, and it's picked by Matson. Here comes St. Martin's. Fumbling with the ball, and a great save. And we're trying to see what the call is. Seems to be a foul.
Against St. Martin's.
Yeah, in favor of the Urban Knights. But a great shot on goal by Matson, although I guess it didn't count. And it was a great save by King as well. But St. Martin's, that defense, the Urban Knights better get the ball because it's really getting testy.
A reminder that this broadcast is brought to you by the School of Communications and Media Technologies. Also coming up for the Urban Knights, next promotion is the Dig Pink game for volleyball in support of breast cancer. Wednesday, September 25th, 7 p.m. versus Notre Dame de Namur University at Kezar Pavilion.
It's always nice when we support breast cancer and any other types of cancers with all these ribbons, and you even see players wearing different shoes now. Yeah, and you are a testament to that as well. So what do you think when these players wear all these pink shoes and stuff? Are you a fan of that?
I believe a lot of players do it for the right reason. They do it in support of breast cancer. It used to be a lot of players used to do it just for the movement, it's October, so I want to wear pink rather than the actual cause.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's great that they do it for the cause, though.
Oh, for sure. And you like you said, it's now with all these shoes and companies, they design all these great brands, and there's always something on someone's shoe. And here come St. Martin's. Aguilar once again on the left side. A quick pass over there to Murray, and a shot that's wide.
Matson couldn't get to it. If Matson would have been one step closer, then Davis King would have had a tough time blocking that one.
Yeah, King's been tested multiple times, but on the other side, Shaw, the goalkeeper for St. Martin's.
He's had a couple easy ones.
Yeah, he's been chilling back there. Get him some fruit punch, and he can relax. He's mainly been communicating to his defense, but he hasn't had a lot of action back there.
The ball is mainly staying on the St. Martin's offensive side.
Yeah, Navarro tried to squeak it into Matson, but it's no good. And the Urban Knights trying to get on the offensive end, but have failed on multiple occasions. Here comes St. Martin's again.
King able to scoop that one up and roll it on out to William. William over to Michael Mason.
Mason moving the ball. He gets it once again. He's going to try to ride it up the sideline, and he will. The Urban Knights control possession, but there's nobody towards where they can pass to. There's no aggressiveness by the Urban Knights. Mason again. Fighting in the corner. St. Martin's regains possession, but the lack of aggressiveness, you think it'll cost the Urban Knights?
It definitely will. As we talked about earlier, the Urban Knights have not been very aggressive this season so far on the offensive end, scoring only one goal. So they definitely need to be more aggressive and get as many shot attempts as they can.
Yeah, as right now we talked about it. St. Martin seems to be chilling.
That right side defensively for the Urban Knights has been protected by Michael Mason.
Yeah, as Marquez once again interfering with an offensive opportunity. Great defense by Marquez, and he's actually going to lead the break. We haven't seen that much today. Dean falls, but it was a collision, and Marquez wanted a foul, but the Urban Knights are going to continue to play anyway. Lead pass up, Shaw dashing and a slide, and he's safe. He gets the ball. As you can hear the official on the if they feel their player is, in a position where he's not safe.
And that's where that experience as a coach comes in. 13 years in head coaching for head coach Rob Walker. He knows his team is okay.
No, of course, his team's playing worse. Once again, another shot attempt that's deflected. And we have our first sub of the day. Out and coming in for the first time today is Omri. Trying to get someone in the middle of that far side, and it's a goal by St. Martin's. The header.
And that was a great...
Said it's only a matter of time due to the lack of aggressiveness.
We spoke on it. Madsen, very aggressive on offense. A great pass in by Aguilar. And none other than Madsen scoring his 4th goal on the season for the Saints.
Yeah, he was just at the right place at the right time. Madsen attacking the gaps. And once again, when you're on defense for that long, it's only a matter of time until it breaks. St. Martin's offense looks to be rolling right now.
The Urban Knights defense has to step it up.
We have 45-minute halves, and it seems to me we're almost 16 minutes approaching that time. Yeah, 16 minutes remaining. Deflected, it's great because that means they get a corner kick or, forcing them to defend, which results in fouls. Great job by St. Martin's.
And the difference is every time the Urban Knights get a...
We talked about St. Martin's trying to, 13 years, there's a foul. He'll stay with St. Martin's, but 13 years as a head coach is great, but winning is also a key thing that coaches are analyzed by, as you would know. And since 2008, St. Martin's is 62-128. That is not a good record when you're trying to, make the playoffs or any type of regional. It's tough, but as we talked about, Division II level, it's a little bit different, but 62-128, that's a lot of games to lose.
That is a lot of games to lose, and I'm sure changing the culture is not very easy at any school. But as you talk about the coaches and the level of experience, when we look over at Rob Walker, head coach of the Saints, he's more lax. He's sitting down. He's under control.
As there's an offsides.
But when you look at first-year head coach Matt Martin, he's up, he's active, he's screaming at his players. He's trying to get them to be under control and get more of a flow on his game.
And flow indeed, and that resulted in their first goal. Marquez with that chip pass over to the right side. Omri. Madsen maneuvering. And
Dean's on the foul.
And there's a foul, but they're trying to quickly get it in to get that free kick. Dean not too happy in there. They're just going to kick it.
Free kick goes over
Aguilar. That left side again. That's been the weak side for the Urban Knights. And a lead pass, no. But off the rebound, and it's out of play.
Sebastian Navarro got the rebound. He tried to kick that one in. He went for it all. It was just a little bit too high.
Yeah, Navarro was very excited. He was his eyes got big right there. He wanted it, but sometimes those open shots are the hardest ones because you don't realize you have so much time and you panic.
You try to rush it a little bit.
St. Martin's has a lot more shots on goal, although they haven't failed. One shot went through, but like I said, a deflection, that doesn't mean it's a failure. They're testing that defense little by little, and it's working. Dean with that chip pass over, and a great pass over there, which could lead to some type of break for the Urban Knights. Leading the charge is Omarson. Great defense by Marquez.
Over to Gill over to Deans. And it goes out of bounds, and the Saints will retake control.
As it seems right when the Urban Knights try to push it up the field, there are a bunch of white jerseys everywhere, and that's what you're supposed to do. An aggressive team that plays at their pace, and right now the Urban Knights are playing at St. Martin's pace.
Anthony, approaching 12 minutes remaining in this first half, what is it that the Urban Knights need to do on the offensive end?
Well, I think they need to look to move the ball. There's a scuffle down there. Urban Knights trying to regain possession. And then Aguilar on the left side. But, yeah, they are not moving the ball. The Urban Knights, it's like they're trying to push it up one man, and it's not working at all. They need to move or they need to slow down.
It seems that you said slow down. It seems as if every time the Urban Knights get down on the offensive end, it's always rushed. And the more rushed they are, the quicker St. Martin's takes away the ball.
Yeah, it's the Urban Knights. Like, yet again, look at all the white jerseys in the back. Maybe this time will be different.
From the right corner.
As Edverson trying to kick it up from the corner, and it's going to be out.
And a good defensive play by Marquez, not allowing Everson to get that pass over to the middle.
Yes, the Urban Knights, yet again, as I said, the lack of players running back. The white jerseys are swarming like bees on honey.
And now the Urban Knights will have a corner kick from Anderson.
Yeah, Anderson from the corner. Line drive, it seemed to really take a sail.
A little high, and it'll go off the head of Edverson.
Yeah, Anderson, I think you need a little more touch on that kick. It seemed like a bullet and hard to grasp. But yet again, St. Martin's patient, moving the ball, not in a rush. Although Urban Knights are there, they're not rushing at all, Aguilar. See, and they quickly reset, and guess what? They're going to move it up the field just like that.
Marquez over to Murray. Murray over to Aguilar. Aguilar to the center. It's taken away. Good defensive play by Omarson.
Yeah, King will kick it in and reset the offense. But the Urban Knights have been stuck on the left side. If you're just tuning in, it is 1-0. St. Martin's leading the Urban Knights.
10 minutes remaining in this first half of action.
There's Dean, almost a pick over there on that side by St. Martin's. But Amir gets it back. Great poise by St. Martin's. The defense seems to all be, they're all moving as one. Like a smooth, in-tuned instrument. They're moving and it's working, and Marquez backside.
I see a distinct difference in these two teams. The Saints, they play with a much smoother pace. Every time the Urban Knights have the ball, it's always fast. It's always rushed. St. Martin's takes their time.
Yes, although you want to play fast, you don't want to be in a rush. And a great pick on that side by Omarson. And once again, the lead pass is too far. Those lead passes, this is about the fourth lead pass we've seen that's too far. They have a break, but they lead it. And Shaw is just like, they're basically kicking it right to the goalkeeper.
The Knights have to test Shaw. Shaw has not been tested so far in this match.
Yeah, and in his last match, he did have 11 attempts that he had to figure out how to stop, but he only had one save. He was 1 for 2, basically. He had a goal that he gave up, and that resulted in their 1-0 loss. But you could tell why it seems he doesn't get a lot of testing, as Aguilar spinning towards that side. Great defense. And, Aguilar almost slipped the word out. I don't even think we could repeat. He wanted a hold. He was frustrated, but great defense on that side by Gill. But what's frustrating is Shaw made some great saves. He's very aware. He leads the defensive charge. But one that I noticed is he hasn't been tested a lot because St. Martin's does a great job controlling the ball on offense. They do a great job. They've controlled the ball throughout this whole game, this whole match so far.
Even on the defensive end, Marquez has done a great job of helping to make sure that Shaw is not tested much.
And a tackle that is clean. St. Martin's wanted a foul, and they're still going to get possession in the lead pass all the way to Matson, and he's offside. Murray not happy. The official saying I didn't miss it. I think you would know a thing or two about refs not missing calls, quote unquote. You never know. You never know.
Refs have a tough job. No matter what sport it is, refs have a tough job. You can't see everything.
And the game's so fast that how can you? But it's also good to let the official know, hey, this is going on. You maybe then they do pay attention if you ask nicely.
It depends on how you communicate with the ref.
As Dean pushed it up, but at that point you could tell that kick was rushed. He just wanted to get a shot on goal, but it was wide. So the Urban Knight offense, the Academy of Art has been struggling to get going. The movement, the speed, it just seems St. Martin's is faster and even stronger so far. They're getting to their spots, not letting the Urban Knights get into any offensive rhythm as of right now.
It's as if St. Martin's is playing more under control. Not only are they faster and stronger, right now they're playing smarter.
Murray to Omri. Look at the ball movement. That's a good ball. Moving the ball real well. Omri gonna kick it towards the middle.
Side.
Platt deflected. And Platt will get it back and reset to Murray.
Murray taking his time.
Looking for that lead pass on the right side. Mason, great deflection. You could tell bodies flying everywhere as of now. And the Urban Knights, that was a great defensive sequence. And Shaw's there.
Another easy stop for Shaw.
But you see, even when the goalkeeper is on that far side, he's still coming out of the box looking to kick it. So St. Martin's keeps possession.
He feels comfortable being able to come out that far because he has not been tested so far in this game.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. As struggles there.
6 minutes remaining in this first half.
And the official tired of hearing it. That was not a foul, although the Urban Knights did want it. Multiple calls that both teams wanted, but no fouls given as of now. Murray on the left side with those high padded socks coming. He kicks it. Omri left
from
side.
The left.
Well, look to Murray, who's right by, scuffling and right to King.
An easy stop for King.
If he went high side there, he would have had another goal. But I understand when you're there's such a tight pocket of people, you just want to get it towards the net. But that could have been another opportunity. 5 minutes almost remaining in the first half. 5:18 to be exact, and counting. And a great lead pass.
And here's
you got Omri on the left side, and it's going to be wide. It's out. That left side's been vulnerable. Mason is holding down the right side, but if you've noticed, Dante, it seems all the scoring opportunities start on the left side for St. Martin's.
Yes, Matson and Omri have been working that left side. Matson, again, the leading scorer, the only scorer in this game so far, is working the left side. Academy of Art needs to make some adjustments to that.
As Murray will look to investigate the defense. They're going to reset to Marquez. St. Martin's is poised. Look, the defense is very far back for the Urban Knights, and that could be because they've given up a goal already, or they are not comfortable with the speed of St. Martin. And a sloppy lead pass that results in Dean trying to get it back, but St. Martin's, almost had an opportunity, but no, Urban Knights saved it. Edverson. And it's going to be a throw-in by the Urban Knights. Edverson falling, getting the call, and that's a foul. And sometimes, who knows if he sold it or not, but St. Martin's, they thought he flopped. That ball will approach the sideline, belonging to the Academy of Art. 1-0, Academy of Art trailing this St. Martin's University. 3:30 to go in the first half of play.
To throw it in for the Urban Knights will be Michael Mason, the Long Beach, California native.
As the Urban Knights haven't had a shot on goal, and how many minutes have you had to take a range? Seems to be almost 5 minutes or more even.
A lot more than 5 minutes. Since they've taken a good shot at a goal, maybe between 8 and 10 minutes.
Yeah, or longer. We'll keep track on that as the Urban Knights. A great lead pass, and here come the
Everson
Urban
is on the
Knights.
move.
Everson, lead side, and he tried to lead it, but Mason will be on that side, on the left corner.
It looked like the Urban Knights had a great opportunity.
There's a high pass. No,
And
Shaw intercepts it.
Shaw with another easy stop.
Yeah, it hasn't been truly tested, but I think that's a missed opportunity. You need a shot on goal there if you're pushing the ball like that. Everson had an opportunity and maybe turn it, and maybe he should have just took a shot himself on the left high side of that post.
That's where that aggression needs to come in for the Urban Knights. They're not being aggressive enough on that offensive side.
Yeah, Everson could have possibly taken a shot on the left post, but it's really hard to say. But it's been hard right now to get any type of good shot for the Urban Knights.
Only 2 minutes remaining here in this first half.
LeBranche. They're looking for cutters, trying to move. The ball seems to be stagnant, but it's one of the first possessions that we've seen St. Martin's just not move much, and that could be because there's only 2 minutes remaining in the first 45. And Mason knocked it off his head hard. LeBranche.
Over to Murray. Murray up to Omri. Omri looking to make a
Omri
play.
looking back to
Great
the middle
move
of the
by
field.
Omri.
That's got to be a foul. Yeah, he's grabbing his whole arm and not happy with the call is Soriano, but he was grabbing his left arm. You could see it. As we're trying to see what the scuffle is about, but he did have his whole arm, which prevented Omri. He was cutting back to the middle of the field. He beat him.
Omri made a great move to get back to the middle of the field.
So a minute remaining in the first 45 minutes. We'll see if there's any continuation afterwards. As I'm sure there will be some sort of time that's added. And here is the free kick. Navarro taking a deep breath, and here we go. And a great block, but reset by St. Martin's.
Michael Mason,
Battling in that corner with Anatasi.
another great defensive play by Michael Mason.
And that ball belongs to the Academy of Art. 10 seconds remaining. Maybe the Urban Knights just want to get in. Dean. Is Dean just going to play with it, and that will end the first half. So we'll be right back for the start of the next 45 in the second half. The score is 1-0. St. Martin's leading the Academy of Art Urban Knights after the goal by Brandon Madsen.